Welcome, one and all, to the Alphabet Tier List, Uppercase Edition. Alright. I think we're going to start with S tier this time. Maybe. Okay, I know one S tier letter that I think is just great. I don't think anyone can deny this. It's H. Because what other letter, other than H, looks like an actual throne? Exactly. U looks like a comfy hammock. So that would probably go in A tier. Capital L, so much better than lowercase l. So much better. Does it belong in S tier? Yes, it does. The contrast between uppercase L and lowercase l is so magnificent. It's unbelievable what a single line can do. Because this is a lowercase l, and that's what makes it uppercase. And that's all it takes to make L actually a good letter. Also a good letter. Also the best letter. I might have to come back. H and L though, those are up there. Let's start with F tier actually. We got the best out of the way. So let's take a jump down to the worst. The worst, capital X. Not because it's a terrible looking letter, because I made that the point for putting it in S tier last time. But there's just no words that start with X in the English language. What do you got? We got xylophone. Okay. We got X-ray. It's got a dash in it. Does it really count as a word? Oh, looks like we're out of words. Yeah. Capital X is completely pointless. That's why it looks the exact same as a lowercase x. Let's put the letter K in there too. Everything K can do, C already does better. Okay? We could have spelled okay with a C and just had it pronounced. Yeah, it could have been OC. Okay. I'm gonna move K up one tier just because of that description. I realized the letters OK to spell the word okay, despite missing the O and the Y. It still sucks, but it's not as bad as capital X. All right. What's a good capital letter? Not I. I think capital I is as bland and as boring as you can possibly get when it comes to capital letters. You can jazz it up and put some lines on the top and the bottom, but doesn't make it any better. Capital I looks exactly like this. It could also look like this, but it looks like this. It's a thumbs down. What am I doing? I'm doing a tier list of the uppercase letters. What does it look like I'm doing? Because there's no words There's like 3 words in the English language that start with X that are important enough to make it a capitalization, to make it capitalized. So capital X is just a bigger lowercase x, and that's garbage. You don't see any capital X. You don't see it. Nobody starts their sentences off with a xylophone anyway. So that's why capital X is in the F tier, while lowercase x was in S tier. And I think D tier we should also put capital S. Because S is just better when it makes words plural. Not when it starts words. Alright, we have C tier. This is going to probably be the most popular tier. This is the one that nobody really cares about, that's not doing anything special, it's just, it's just kind of there. Like capital V, capital U, capital Z. Capital P, capital O, and capital M. I think that's enough. The rest are just the Q of Q. I like that reasoning, Roxas. Q sucks. It's foreign words that don't need a U after it. I was liking it because of the squiggle. It's an O and a squiggle. But let's put original O above O and a squiggle, because it relies on the letter U too much. It does start the word question, which I love. I love the word question. But Q, yeah, sorry, Saya. I think Q deserves D tier. It's not the worst. That still belongs to X and I, but... Oh yeah, let's put C in C tier. Let's put C first. Here's why C tier exists. They look exactly the same as their lowercase counterparts. That's really it. Like B, it's missing the hump. A, completely different looking letter. D, completely different. E, amazingly different. F, it's a little bit fancier, so F is going to go in B tier. It looks pretty similar to a lowercase f, but it's got enough difference to make it unique. I think F belongs in B tier. J, it got rid of the dot, and that's great. That belongs in B tier. The dot was what was holding lowercase j back. And it added an extra line and made itself a little bit fancier and more linear. Doesn't make it the best letter, though. R, different shape entirely. T, it's enough different than lowercase t, but it's not great. It looks like an end table. Are end tables good? Yes, but they're not great. So I think T goes in B tier. W, I think W can go in the C tier as well. That looks enough like lowercase w. Lowercase w is more like squiggly. It could just be this font. But lowercase w, basically the same as uppercase w. And I think the same goes for Y when it comes to uppercase and lowercase. It's enough different that it looks fine, but not wonderful. If I liked wine, I would put it a tier higher because it looks like a wine glass. Thanks, Saya. I'll find that. I'll find that shiny Dracovish sometime. Probably not today. Your tier list is dog shit. See ya. I think B tier for Jay the Crusader is fine. I realize that you spelled J as just J now. That's fine. I was talking about the shiny Dracovish with Saya, so that part was probably gonna be cut anyway. Like up to this part too. It's funny though. I had just Jay the Crusader. I'm sorry you don't like my tier list. J is just not that special to me. It's different enough to put it in B tier than lowercase j, but it's not the best letter. I'm sorry. Which brings us to A tier. A, always a winner. And I think it belongs in the tier list because, as we discussed with our tier list, A is just the best tier in reality. The same goes with E. And you know what? G. Because these are letters that you can tell are capitalized. I feel like words that start with these letters they start powerful sentences. Except when G has the J sound. That honor belongs to J. G should always just be G. What are you going to do? That's an A tier. So that leaves B, D, and R. R goes in S tier. I think that's obvious. B, and you know what? I think B and D also go in S tier. They are very powerful looking letters. They are very powerful sounds too. You got B and D. Capitalize them, and they become the most important letter in the sentence or the word. So you get that power right off the bat. H is the only exception to that rule, so I'm going to put H. It's still an S tier, but it's going to be put at the end. Same with L. Those are just good looking letters. But R and B and D, those are the way you start words. That's the way you start sentences, with power and passion. And the reason P is not up there is because it looks too much like lowercase p. I'm sorry to the letter P and everyone who likes it, but that's just the way it is. And that's our tier list. Did we make a mistake? You tell me. I don't know. I think it's a good looking tier list. And with that, we go back to the nonsense.